Situated in between Dallas and Fort Worth is beautiful Arlington, Texas, where tonight's in the heart of the Lone Star State. It's an MLS Next Pro Western Conference clash. North Texas SC are back home after a two-match road swing, looking to bounce back from what was its first outright loss of the season. They meet Portland Timbers 2 tonight, fresh off Next Pro Team of the Week honors after a 4-1 rout over their rivals from Tacoma. One of the hottest clubs in the league against the team that took 2 months until they felt defeat. North Texas SC and Portland Timbers 2 in the lone MLS Next Pro matchup on this Saturday night. Welcome into Choctaw Stadium. This is MLS Season Pass on Apple TV. I'm AJ Ricketts with you tonight. It's a long season, and Portland have started to find better form in their last two matches after a sluggish start to the year. Take a look at the Western Conference table. It shows St. Louis atop the proceedings with 18 points. SKC2 and LAFC both just a point behind, although Kansas City have played 2 more matches than their counterparts thus far. North Texas stands at 5th, unbeaten until last week. 4 of their first 7 matches had been draws. A couple shootout wins helped with their status in the standings. Portland hovering around the playoff line. Miles to go before that is officially determined. We'll look at the starting 11s. First for North Texas, who will come out in a 3-4-3. Head coach John Gall's side emphasizes the importance of attacking wing backs to help provide width. So we'll see the movements of Turner Humphrey and Malachi Molina, who are to the wing backs today. Also Isaiah Parker back after a loan with San Antonio FC. He's on the left side. Striker Tyreek Scott up front for North Texas. He leads the squad in goals with 3. John Gall says the sky is the limit for Parker. He has the potential to be a first-team player. For Timbers 2, led by Serge Dinkoto, who recently had that interim tag shed. He's the head man now, and his club comes out in a 4-3-3. 19-year-old Blake Pope had a brace last time out against Tacoma. Pope's usually at right back or in the midfield. That shift in position worked well, didn't it? And when you score 2 goals, you go right back to that spot. Serge Dinkoto wants to see more of that. Kyle Linares and Noah Santos join Pope up front for Timbers 2, who have put up 6 goals in their last 2 matches, taking 6 points from those pair of contests. Mario Merrick is our referee tonight. Joseph Jeffers and Emily Gomez are assistants. Habib Ushmanam is the 4th official. 89 degrees in Arlington, winds around 8 miles an hour, 45% humidity, and most importantly, no chance of rain. The MLS Next Pro Team of Match Week 9. Portland Timbers 2 looking to take the good times on the road this week against one of the best defensive units in the league. We're underway from Choctaw Stadium. A pleasure to have you with us on Apple TV, part of MLS Season Pass. Of course, Portland, one from left to right, green and yellow kits. North Texas in home whites. Early touches for both Turner Humphrey and Isaiah Parker. North Texas shut out last week at the Town, a 1-0 loss. Thought they had their chances early in that match, too, particularly early in the first half, I should say, which elicited a pair of terrific saves from San Jose to keep North Texas scoreless, which is the way it would proceed for the rest of the match. Texas can score, but they have made their mark defensively this year, only conceding 6 goals throughout the first 8 matches of the season. That has been a big part of why they sit at 5th in the table. Foul there will allow Portland to set up. Look at Timbers too. Struggles to start the year. Just 2 points in their first 4 matches. A couple outright defeats. Penalty shootout losses, but they figured some things out the last 2 weeks. A 2-0 win against Whitecaps FC2. A 4-1 win against Tacoma Defiance. It was good to be at Providence Park. Pushing up to the final third here before getting dispossessed. Linares, Santos, Pope, the front 3 for Portland today. Talent in that front 3. Santos providing some pressure here. Taken away. Portland take advantage of it. Centered. Momentarily cleared. Michael Collodi was trying to push it to the far side, had it intercepted. Nothing comes of it in the end. Nick Mandonka coming out to help. Michael Collodi, the 22-year-old from Columbia, in goal today for North Texas. It's the 24-year-old Trey Muse on the other side from Portland. Muse had a great performance in that win last week, 7 saves. And the flag is up. Tyreek Scott was trying to get downfield. Good idea from the back third. Great to see Serge Dinkota have that interim tag removed. Of course, was in that role after Shannon Murray was elevated to an assistant coaching role with the first team in Portland. Dinkota previously spent 4 years with CF Montreal, their academy. He said, "I'm on cloud 9 right now. Very thrilled to be elevated to the head coaching role." Social media, you could see a lot of coaching colleagues, a lot of former players were thrilled for the opportunity as well that Dinkota has now received. He was talking about the win, that 4-1 win against Tacoma, said, "I thought the game went well. We expected what we saw. Have the ball, might have some difficulty creating chances. We needed to be good in transition and set pieces." And he said to do all that is a brilliant team in collective effort. Serge Dinkota starts collecting wins as the head man of Timbers 2. 6 goals in the last 2 matches. What can they do here against the North Texas squad that has only conceded 6 goals in 8 matches? That is the storyline. The recent prolific offense of Portland against the sustained, consistent defensive form and shape of North Texas. That wasn't the case a couple years ago. Last year, John Gall, an interim role of his own. He's elevated to the head role, and he has shored up the defensive numbers of this unit, which was one of the worst in MLS Next Pro 2 years ago. Having Nico Gordon on the ball right now has been a big part of that. Made his debut on March 15th against Whitecaps FC2. Acquired from the English Championship. One of the more higher profile players in MLS Next Pro and in North Texas history upon his acquisition. Pondeka. Pondeka's got to rip one from well outside the 18, well over the crossbar. The first attempt of the game there for North Texas. 22-year-old Pondeka, 23 appearances last year for North Texas, had 4 goals, wasn't afraid to let one rip there. Texas 11 shots, 4 shots on goal last week in the loss at the Town. 0.64 expected goals. This is pushed towards the far side. A little bit of space to work with. Centered. And it gets towards the corner. It'll have to be run down here by Inez Sali. Two goals this season for Salu, who's often played on the right side for North Texas. Tell you what, if that pass was not so far in front, Sally absolutely would have been able to chase that down. It would have been in prime position to make something happen around the mouth of goal. That's a foul on North Texas. One against Padrinho. Nope, excuse me, Diego Garcia. Little flick on here towards the far side, but Molina's going to be able to get there first to push it back to Collodi. Back four of Sawyer Jura, Tyler Clegg, who wears the captain's armband tonight. Dispossessed by Tyreek Scott here. Scott on the near side, pushes it central. Solly lays it off. That's a goal! North Texas strikes in the 8th minute off the giveaway. It's a 1-0 lead for the home side. Solly laid it off to Diego Garcia with the extra pass here after the deflection. And that's as easy a goal as Garcia will have this year. Portland pleading for the offside flag. It is not given. Garcia held up just enough, and North Texas out to a 1-0 lead. The presence of mind of Solly there. He could have put one on frame himself, but that angle a little more difficult with Trey Muse right in front of him. Just ever so slightly tapped it to his right. And Diego Garcia was there for his 3rd goal of the season for the 17-year-old. His first since April 28th against Houston. North Texas on top 1-0. Knock Portland back to earth a little bit after how high they were flying following last week's 4-1 win. Not just a 4-1 win, part of the Next Pro Cascadia Cup, if you will, over their rivals from Tacoma. Always makes that victory a little bit sweeter. Pope had the brace in that match for Timbers too. Josh Penn also scored. Noah Santos finished off the scoring a minute into the second half. The only goal they gave up was in the 72nd minute. They give one up early here in the 8th today. And how satisfying that must be for North Texas as well, after a couple of real good chances at the town last week early went awry. To get one here in the 8th minute, when they went scoreless last week. Better vibe here early in the proceedings. Deca needed a moment after being fouled. Just talking with North Texas head man John Gall about that 1-0 loss. Said we created a lot of good chances, probably should have been up a couple of goals before halftime. You don't want to keep teams around for too long as Parker pushes this towards Scott, a heavy touch, and it's cleared for the moment. Gall said, I thought we played well, pressing the entire game, managing the ball. We took it to our opponents. I thought we did that for a majority of the game, but their keeper made some world-class saves and said when that happens, sometimes it tells you it may not be your day. And it wasn't for North Texas for the first time this season. But again, plenty of success throughout the first 7 games for this club. Last year, North Texas finished the 2023 campaign 11th in the Western Conference, finished at 36 points, 9-11-8, their overall record. Certainly well on pace for the first 2 months of the season to surpass those numbers from last year and have a more successful campaign. Plenty of time to go here, though, as Portland moves across midfield. Padrinho. Out of play for a corner kick. Our first corner kick of the evening. Garcia will jog over to take it. Garcia scored late in matches this year. His goal against the Town the first time they played was in the 97th minute. Only waited until the 8th here today. Now trying to contribute to possibly a second goal. Garcia whips one in towards the near side. Dangerous as Turner Humphrey got up for it. Ultimately out of play. Humphrey looked to be in a good spot. He was acquired in March of this year with the club option for 2025. Yeah, he was marked, but got up over his defender, unable to redirect it towards frame. Encouraging stuff in the first 12 plus minutes here from North Texas. Pressure they've been giving on the front line of Portland, causing a mistake or two. Controlling possession as well. Down the far side. And well in net there by Muse. See, Portland can put something together here in transition. They've got 3 runners central across the mouth of goal. Nobody on the receiving end of that pass. Pope was giving chase. Be entertaining to watch Blake Pope throughout the course of this one. How much of an impact can he potentially make for a second consecutive game after that brace against Tacoma last week? He said the position change was something different for me, but obviously it worked out. I'm happy to get the 2 goals. I'm sure he's happy to be in a position to potentially score more again here today. Pope signed with the club 2 years ago. Former North Texas SC player, played in 23 matches for North Texas. Started 13 of them. So going against his former club. Certainly always an intriguing storyline. Not too many former teammates at the moment. Still certainly familiar with the organization. Love to make an impact here today. Scott, surrounded and dispossessed. Santos gives off to Pope. Enriquez, play it back. Harvey Neville, of course, formerly with Inter Miami, as was his father, who coaches the first team, of course. Quick acceleration here. Through ball to Scott. Has space. Scott to his right. Back to the top of the 18. Misfire by Garcia. Then that went off his hand. Today's match brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. That effort was not what Garcia wanted to do off some good distribution from Scott, but it's a little less disappointing when you've already put one in the back of the net in the first 15 minutes. 1-0 lead here for North Texas. Sitting at 5th place in the Western Conference table. Well ahead of their 11th place mark from last year. That's a beautiful ball over the top, handled momentarily, and then a necessary deflection. North Texas will concede a corner. Linares did a great job to bring that down and start to threaten in the attacking third. Linares, the 21-year-old out of Georgetown, drafted 40th overall in this most recent MLS Super Draft. Linares will take the corner kick here. His team trailing 1-0. Skipping off players in the middle. Be a throw in here. Neville with it. Just out of frame underneath those bleachers here. Former home of the Texas Rangers. Now they play right across the street here in Arlington. Globe Life Field. After bouncing around for a little bit, this will go back over to North Texas. Here's Humphrey, who signed in March on a one-year contract. 44th overall selection. See Scott trying to find spaces to get a run. North Texas has attempted to find him already a couple times in the first 15-plus minutes. He's going to keep those center backs busy for Portland today. Pondeka does well to push to the far side. Too far to handle. It will be a corner kick. Garcia walking over to take another. Already a 4-0 advantage in shots taken for North Texas. Garcia will play it short. Sali lays it back. Molina whips it in. Nobody there. Gordon giving chase. It will be a goal kick in the end. Back-to-back victories for Portland for the first time this season. Last time they had done that was July of last year when they took down Sporting KC2 at Providence Park and followed it up with a 1-0 win on the road against Vancouver. Portland's had a 3-match unbeaten run this year. That was from March 30th to April 14th. Had consecutive draws against Whitecaps and City 2 before taking down Rapids 2 in a 2-0 win. It's the first time they've put back-to-back wins together. They'd love to make it 3 straight. Obviously, that task becomes a bit more difficult now with the early concession. See the speed of Pondeka, but a foul before that sequence ended. Tomas Pondeka, 4 goals, 1 assist last year, acquired last December. We'll play it back to Colodi. There's some pressure from Portland here. Pope took it away. Josh Penn, a little too heavy for Linares. Or Santos, excuse me. Linares still on the far side. Santos was making a run towards net. Portland's pressure has caused 2 giveaways from North Texas. Have been unable to put a dangerous chance on goal with either of them. Sali does well to flick it towards the far side here. Garcia making a run. Garcia has it in a dangerous spot. Ball got a little bit out in front. Portland able to send it away. Good runs being made here. Garcia, the most recent now. The shoe came off there. The left shoe of Sali came off his foot. Or the right shoe, excuse me. Quickly gets that back on. Santos off balance. Right over to Tyler Clegg. Wearing the captain's armband tonight. idea from Clegg, taken away. Texas looking ambitious in transition here. Solly operating on the near side. Solly. Straight into the defender. Molina off the rebound. Parker. A lot of spacing on that near side. You hear the coaching staff from North Texas. Get it back out. Get it back out. Deca goes down. Moreno committing the infraction. Free kick here with some options for North Texas. Acceleration from Pondeca and the sliding challenge there from Moreno's gets whistled. Third season for Moreno with this Timbers 2 club. Padrinho stands on the ball. Garcia to his right. Padrinho lofts it in towards the far side. A little bit too high to handle. Officials weren't ready for play to restart. We'll send it back. Of the match brought to you by Children's Health, the official health care partner of FC Dallas and North Texas FC. Portland 1-2-1 all time against North Texas. Picked up a result in 2 of the last 3 matches. The last win of the series came June 10th of last year, a 2-0 win. Josh Penn had a brace in that match. The previous game was a 2-2 draw 2 years ago in Portland. Only matchup this year between these two sides. The first two have never won here in this venue. Like there's not too many matchups between clubs on whether Eastern or Western Conference where they only get one opportunity. That is the case with these two clubs this season, the way it all shakes out. Nifty footwork there from Garcia. He gets fouled. Enriquez coming in. Portland have shown some encouraging things, but have been unable to put a full build-up together to really threaten North Texas just yet. Pressure has proven advantageous a couple of sequences. Texas on the whole, though, looks very formidable at home right now. A yellow card will be given, the first of the match. Referee Mario Merrick. I think that's Moreno. We've seen a couple times committing a foul here in the first half. I think that was Moreno.
A yellow card has been issued to Portland Timbers 2 player.
Yep, that's going to be
Alex
Moreno, the 18-year-olds. Play it back to Trey Muse. Muse forward to Neville. North Texas was 11th last year in the Western table. Timbers 2 finished 10th in the Western standings. 11 wins, 8 of those were at home. That was fourth most in the Western Conference. Sean Ferdinand along the back four of Timbers 2 this evening. Defensive leader of the squad last year. Good ball here to Blake Pope. Lays it off. No whistle then in the final moments. Ball ruled out of play. Decent build up there from Timbers 2. First team clubs for these two in action right now as well on Apple TV. FC Dallas and Houston Dynamo. And Texas Derby. 0-0, 36 minutes in. It's Portland back with possession. Long range shot is easily handled by Collodi, but Portland with their first shot on goal. 28 minutes into the match. About 30 yards out. Not too difficult there for Collodi. Timbers first team up 1-0 over Minnesota United on the road right now, 36 minutes in at Allianz Field. Portland's first team trying to continue their momentum from what was an emotional win last week. Portland entered Wednesday against San Jose winless in 9 matches. And going into the locker room at Providence Park, heading into halftime of that game, Phil Neville's squad found themselves trailing 2-0 to the last place Earthquakes, the only team sitting behind them in the table, as Linares gets it here just outside the box. Take a shot. That's deflected away. Back to Portland. Another long-range effort, and that's wide of net as Portland is starting to pepper the goal here. Still finding themselves down 1-0. Half an hour into this match. Tyler Clegg said, why not? Ambitious, ultimately harmless. But in that first team game on Wednesday, boos and frustration, and they were just cascading down from the supporters and Timbers Army. Neville said there probably were a lot of people inside and outside the organization that were losing faith in him and the club. And I'll tell you what, facing all that pressure, there's a foul committed here, free kick North Texas. You give some credit to the Timbers. Valiant second half performance. Jonathan Rodriguez, their highly paid winger, he came on at the half, helped completely shift the energy of the match. San Jose given a red card after a handball at the goal line. That certainly helped the comeback efforts. Portland erupted for 4 goals in the final 20-plus minutes following that. Neville said in the press conference after, he said the spirit in that second half was bigger than anything I've seen in football. And I've seen a lot of things in this sport. I mean, just ponder this. Ponder this for a moment. Portland sits 11th in the table. Portland have 25 goals in 13 games. That's tied for the second most in MLS. It's only behind Messi and Inter Miami. As this is taken away by Pondeca. Advancing centrally here is pass to Garcia. Stolen. Portland extinguishes that effort. Tied for second in the MLS in goals scored are Portland Timbers. There's talent there. Tonight's fixture against Minnesota perhaps will tell us if any of that momentum from Wednesday will carry over. A lot of time left to go in that match, but as of 35-plus minutes in, Timbers with a 1-0 lead on the road. That ended a 9-match winless skid with that 4-2 win over San Jose on Wednesday. So a galvanizing effort. We'll see if it continues tonight. All indications are very well may. Oh, nice dribbling here from Sali, weaving his way through defenders. Now across the top of the 18, Sali will lay it off. Padrinho advancing on the far side. Ultimately, nothing. This portion of the match brought to you by Advocare. Hydration for today, tomorrow, every day. Throw in here for North North Texas. Solid crowd has filed in here to Choctaw Stadium. Nothing from Blake Pope at that right wing spot after his 2 goals last week. Certainly has been involved in the offense here the first half hour plus. Here's Solly. Throw in from Portland. You like how active Ponteca looks to be in the middle of the pitch, making runs, his distribution. He's carved out an important role within the second team here for North Texas. Compared to where he started, he was a trialist, attended open tryouts, got an opportunity, and now he's part of the starting 11 on a consistent basis. Hughes sent that right to North Texas, fakes the shot, left-footed strike is through. Padrinho, 2-0. Oh, a mistaken goal. It went straight to Padrinho, and he had the presence of mind. Didn't rush it, faked the shot, went to his left foot, and buried it in the back of the net. Watch here. Gets the defense off balance and slots it in the lower left-hand corner. Padrinho, second goal of the season. North Texas rolling right now, 2-0. And it certainly is a deserving scoreline at home right now for John Gall's side, who have controlled possession, shots taken, just the overall verve of this match. You wondered how they would respond after what was their first loss of the season. They haven't had to respond from defeat yet. All indications are they're ready for their moment here today. Handball. Free kick for Portland. Trying to operate quickly, but they'll say re-spot it here. This is a feeling that that Portland have not had in a couple of weeks now. Last time they found themselves down was at LAFC 2 on April 28th. That was part of a 2-0 loss. Back-to-back losses. They fell to Minnesota 4-3 previous match. Just talked about how the first team found themselves down 2-0, but that was a little bit different situation at the first team level. At home at Providence Park, the support of Timbers Army, and their opponent was the last place team in the league. Next pro squad right now finds themselves on the road against the 5th place club. A venue in which North Texas plays well. Great pass, flag is up. I think that's a sequence, just to be quite frank, that Trey Muse probably would like back. Just did not clear it in the manner in which he would have preferred. I think he was trying to get further downfield to the far side, just mishit it, went straight to Padrinho. There was room to work with. Even then, the skill of Padrinho not to rush the shot. When he saw open space, he was able to get Tyler Clegg off balance. Precision placement as well. Portland trying to find something offensively here. Laid over the top to Linares. Settles. Linares after brief hesitation. This shot is blocked. Rebound straight into the hands of Collodi. It trickled right to the foot of Josh Penn off the deflection. Or excuse me, Blake Pope, I beg your pardon. Pope put it right at Collodi. That's probably the best chance we've seen from Portland today. They get an opportunity about 8 yards, 10 yards out off the deflection. It's still better though. Put numbers in the box. Shots on frame. See where a deflection may take you. That's a beautiful through ball here. Another deflection. Portland can't get one back. Nico Gordon with the necessary intervention there. Oh, how did that not go in? Josh Penn had a wide open net in front of him. Beautiful through ball. Penn tried to one touch it home and then the slide and incredible effort from Nico Gordon there. Wow. Outstanding pursuit of the ball by Nico Gordon, and that saves a goal. Portland was that close, cutting the deficit in half. They do get a corner kick though, and the header sails wide. You see why North Texas was so high on the opportunity to bring Nico Gordon into this organization from Birmingham City, where he logged 15 matches, nearly 1,200 minutes, and had a goal for Birmingham in the English Championship. Played in the Carrboro Cup as well. He's part of the Montserrat men's national team, senior international. One of the more high-profile signings in North Texas history. This is given away. Enriquez plays it central. Now Clegg, still advancing forward, goes down in the box. Penalty given. Terrific step over, got North Texas off balance defensively. Or is that Sawyer Jura? I beg your pardon. Sawyer Jura was advancing forward. Watch this step over here. It's a clear-cut foul. It was on Gordon. Sawyer Jura, who's played well offensively this year, 2 goals, 1 assist to his name. Draws the penalty, and Kyle Linares will step to the spot. The 21-year-old a chance to put Portland right back into this match. Kyle Linares. Off the post! No! Portland remains scoreless. And a foul on North Texas will keep it in the area. At the conservative run up to it, Collodi bit his time, did not jump early. He guessed the right way as well. Might have been beat if that was just inside the post, but it was not. Off the woodwork, and the frustration continues here for Portland late in the first half. Boy, if that one slips in, you go into the locker room feeling a lot better about yourselves, even though conceding those 2 early goals. Now the task remains very tall. This Portland side on the road against the North Texas team that looks locked in 40+ minutes through this one. Free kick though, sailing towards the far post, and a foul going against Portland will end this threat. A reminder, don't miss Carolina Corps' first ever home match on June 1st when they welcome Huntsville City to Truist Point. Our coverage begins live at 7:30 p.m. Eastern only on MLS Season Pass. Carolina just spent their first 8 weeks of the season on the road. They're really excited to get things going in High Points at home. Imagine that will be a terrific supporters section for the Corps. They had a couple hundred, I think 500 or 600 fans bus over to the Sportsplex in Matthews for the season opener outside Charlotte. which was a very dramatic finish. They got a game-tying goal at the very end of regulation, rewarding everyone who made that little bus trip into Tar Heel State. Fun to see the crowd here coming up shortly. June 1st, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Might be fair to feel a little bit exasperated if one is a Timbers supporter. It looks like Josh Penn had a goal, had an open net. Nico Gordon to the rescue for North Texas. Able to deflect it away. A few minutes later, penalty goes awry. Still pushing numbers forward here. Pope's a runner on the near side. They can't find him or Santos centrally. Back to Enriquez. Penn. A lot of credit to Sawyer Jura, though, playing that left back spot. His team a penalty. Ultimately, no goal to come from it, though. Neville looks to cross it in. Humphrey was there to cover. Throw in here for Portland. You analyze the numbers now, nearly to the halftime break. Timbers 2, the advantage in expected goals, 1.62 to 1.29. This is laid off, 10 yards outside the box, chipped in. A couple of players there. That's deflected away by Colodi. Once again, Portland's denied. Blake Pope, another opportunity. He had one from about 10 yards out a few minutes ago. Neville again on the near side. Neville sends it in. Colodi steps off his line to secure. This is encouraging, though, from Portland. After a first 25 or so minutes where there really wasn't much to work with. Watch here. Pope right at the corner of net. Colodi does well to get big, take a step forward, and make that a little bit more difficult of an angle. See what the expected goals rises to after that effort. Hasn't updated yet, but a 9-5 advantage in shots taken and showing 1.63 expected goals for Timber 2. Possession right about even for both sides. And Portland with more passes in the final third and passes in the opposite half as well. 2 minutes of added time here to finish off proceedings in the first half. Serge Dinkota, probably a little more frustrated at your defensive effort here in the first half than what your attacking players have shown. 2 goals coming off a giveaway in the back third and then a poor pass out of goal from Portland. Really self-inflicted sequences from Timbers 2. Trying to make up for it here. Fans wanted a foul around the center of the field. Obviously, you're not pleased with the scoreline if you're a Timbers fan. Coming off a 4-1 win following what was a 2-0 win. This is very easily a match in which Portland could have 1, 2, maybe 3 first half goals. As so often in this sport. Great build-ups, great opportunities are very often not rewarded with goals. It's been a frustrating first 45 plus minutes for Timbers 2. Portland can shore things up defensively, though. Every reason to feel they can put themselves right back in this match. Not even including the penalty, as those brilliant opportunities here for Timbers 2 in the first half. Through the run of play, there were chances created. No goals scored ultimately for the West Coast squad. It's North Texas with a 2-0 lead at the half. Came out strong, took advantage of Timbers' 2 mistakes. And here at Choctaw Stadium, 2-0 lead, responding well to their first loss of the season. North Texas with the advantage through 14.5 minutes. Coming up, Philly breaks the hometown signing record. That and much more after the break. Stay with us here on MLS Season Pass on Apple TV.
Really sweet. Ahí está el centro. Gol. Maxi Mesa para pegarle. Maxi le pegó. Huerta. Padrinho. Servicio. It's saved by Carlos Corner. Con autoridad. Centro. A la izquierda en las afueras del área. Le pega. Golazo. Parte externa, va a definir Chicho.
Welcome back. Our halftime score, 2-0 to North Texas, one of just 2 matches being played tonight on this Saturday evening throughout MLS Next Pro competition. North Texas with a 2-0 lead over Portland Timbers 2 here at the half. The big news out of Philadelphia, and a milestone goal scored last week. Michelle Montaigne has more in the report.
Lockus tries again! Oh my! Shot! Beautiful!
The report is coming to you this week from the city of brotherly love, where we've got a lot to love so far about this season and so much more to look forward to. I'm Michelle Montaigne, and while I'm sad to not be joining you actually in Philly, I'm happy to be with you at the midpoint in May, but probably not as happy as Philadelphia Union is to have signed Kevin Sullivan to the largest homegrown contract in the history of Major League Soccer. The 14-year-old phenom signed a deal with his hometown club and will get to play alongside his older brother Quinn as he continues to develop. So far, Sullivan has appeared in 2 MLS Next Pro matches, recording an assist in just his first 34 minutes of play. Now, being from Philly, Sullivan says there's no other place he would have wanted to start his professional career.
To start off, the Union means almost everything to me. It's my club. Watching Quinn like on the sidelines of his games, and I've just been in and around the club since I was a little kid. So yeah, this is my home, and it's an honor to sign here for my first professional contract. But it means a lot that they see the talent in me at such a young age, and I wanna prove myself and work for this club and this city, all these fans. So yeah.
While young, Sullivan wasn't the youngest MLS signing. A couple other 14-year-olds beat him to it by a number of just days. On his 14th birthday, Maximo Carrizo became the youngest after signing with New York City FC. Axel Kai is the second youngest, while Freddie Adu and Emmanuel Ochoa both beat out Kevin, all just technically 14 years old. Sullivan is one of many young academy players who have debuted at MLS Next Pro ahead of signing a first-team contract. In this league of opportunities, so many young players have taken advantage of theirs. That includes two from Crown Legacy FC. Aaron John and his teammate Jonathan Nianjo both scored goals for the side. In fact, 7 total academy players contributed goals for their respective clubs across the match week. Christian Diaz got on the board for Carolina Core. Out west, Aiden Hazarkani, Makai Joyner, and Colorado's Noah Strelnauer all found the back of the net. FC Cincinnati 2's Stefan Chirilla scored the lone goal in the first heckest plausible match of the year. And speaking of that guy, he not only notched his first goal of the season, but it was also the 2,500th goal in MLS Next Pro history. A milestone moment for Chirilla and the league. And speaking of milestones, it seems like a good time to look back on a couple of the players who have made them along the way. Eduardo Blancas notched the 500th in the Young League's history back on July 10th in our very first season. Another academy player, David Vasquez, hit the century mark in Union 2's win over Fire 2 in April of 2023. And it's no surprise that a name like Remy Cabral is in the history books, the forward notching the 2,000th goal in a Rapids 2 win over North Texas SC, all adding up to give Chirilla our number 2,500. And while we've got goals on the brain, including 2 golazos from this past match week, from the Town FC's Eduardo Blancas and from New York City FC 2's Jonathan Jimenez, we're going to take a look back at some of the best goals so far through 2024. These are the top 3 goals as voted on by the fans through the 2024 season. In match week 3, Austin FC's CJ Foldry received a whopping 86.4% of the votes on social media with his game winner. In match week 8, City 2's Juan Kazane also received over 80% of the vote for his left-footed curler, and to round out the top 3 vote getters is none other than Omari Glasgow, who in the first match week of the season garnered 59% of the vote. And while Carolina Core didn't make the list of best goals so far, they did have one of their best moments in club history with notching their first win. The independent side took a 2-1 victory over Atlanta United 2 despite going down a man to get their first win in MLS Next Pro. Of course, it's also their first road victory as they opened the season with 9 straight away. We're getting closer to their home opener. They've got just 2 more on the road before their June 1st home opener. They will play Huntsville City FC in front of their home fans for the first time in just a matter of days at this point. The meaningful wins continued out west. Whitecaps FC2 not only got their first on the road, they also got arguably the biggest upset win so far this season. They went to Los Angeles and took down the top-ranked team in the league, LAFC2, on the road. In a high-scoring affair, Whitecaps 2 took this one 4-3, with the game winner coming from Jay Herdman getting his first goal of the season in stoppage time, and deservedly so his first man of the match honor. Post-game, he discussed just how much this win meant to them.
It was a big 3 points away from home. We knew LA was a dangerous team. I think they were top of the table. So I think coming away from home against a strong LA side was a real big confidence booster for the team, and I think it shows the league what we're capable of as a team.
And while LAFC2 has been on top, independent side Chattanooga FC is gaining some momentum of their own. In March, CFC began their MLS Next Pro campaign unbeaten. In April, they brought home Team of the Month, and May has also gotten off to a pretty solid start. Unfortunately for Chattanooga FC, the team they were scheduled to face next, Crown Legacy FC, has been on a pretty good run of their own. And the team from Charlotte ended up with a convincing 4-1 triumph over one of the top MLS Next Pro teams, Chattanooga FC, in North Carolina. Jose Tavares' side has been one of the best teams at home, and after the match was asked if he thinks this victory will help them continue to build upon this momentum.
We understand that we start the season trying to find our place and try to have the players on the same page, and we believe that now from the last games we are getting to a better knowledge, to a better understanding, to a better balance between the different learnings, the different speeds, and the different profiles and the different talents that we have here. So we believe that we are in a good moment, and we are showing that on the field. The results are just part of the process.
Despite the unfavorable result, Chattanooga FC had managed to generate significant impact in MLS Next Pro, enough so that they climbed to the top of the power rankings for the first time this season. LAFC 2 slides down into the second spot. St. Louis City 2 reaches their highest ranking of the season so far at 3. Ventura County and Sporting Kansas City 2 round out the top 5. And while you can see the rest of the list here, you can check out all the moves and rationale on our website at MLSNextPro.com. I'm Michelle Montaigne. Until I see you again, enjoy the games.
Dale pues, vamos allá, muévete más loco como solo tú lo sabes. Así es, con las manos en la cabeza y sacúdete, sacúdete, mira, sacúdete.
All right, MLS store, I need something fresh and clean. Let's see what you got. I need that in my size. So I like this. Cream on cream. The fit is cold. I'm ice cream. You like that?
Just moments away from second half action here at Choctaw Stadium in beautiful Arlington, Texas. Home side with a 2-0 advantage through 45 minutes. Let's take a look at first half highlights here on MLS Season Pass. And boy, both sides with a number of opportunities. With the first two North Texas goals came off Portland giveaways. Inasali, the presence of mind to lay it off to Diego Garcia. The third goal of the season for the 17-year-old. Then a poor clearance from Trey Muse goes right to Padrinho, shifts to his left, and puts it away. 2 goals for North Texas, 10 shot attempts for Portland. Josh Penn nearly had one there, had 2 chances. Nico Gordon saves the day. That wasn't all Portland had. Sawyer Jura draws the penalty there with his step over inside the 18. Let's say Kyle Linares to the spot. Went right side, went a little too far to the right, off the posts. You see the frustration. That's emblematic of the first half for Portland, out shooting North Texas 10-5, 2.08 expected goals for Portland, 1.29 for North Texas. Despite that advantage, nothing on the score sheet for Serge Dinkota's club. Plenty of good things offensively, but will need to be a little bit more clinical in the final third if they will work their way back into this one. This one of 2 matches taking place tonight. Also got Huntsville and Atlanta at the moment, and tomorrow 7 matches conclude match week 10 here in MLS Next Pro. Austin and SKC2 had a thrilling game yesterday. A lot of goals scored on Wednesday. Those Crew, OCB, Legacy, Chattanooga games. This week of MLS Next Pro action has been very intriguing, entertaining, high scoring. Love to see that continue tomorrow. Full slate of games starts at 3 p.m. Eastern and all the way through 8 p.m. Eastern for your Sunday viewing pleasure. Glad to have you with us here on MLS Season Pass. AJ Ricketts alongside you here at Choctaw Stadium. Can Portland continue to put things together the way they did the final 20 minutes of that first half. Will it result in offensive success? To continue to stay the course here. I believe we have a sub for Portland as well. I was looking at the bottom of the screen. I believe Deshaun Ferdinand is coming in for Kaveh Rad. And that is the substitution at center back for Portland. So Ferdinand in for Rad. Ferdinand, the 19-year-old who joined from Montreal Impact previously. He is in a right center back for Timbers 2. Ferdinand was the youngest homegrown signing in Montreal history when he signed in 2020 at the age of 16. Portland, some things on here in the second half. The deflection, just wide. The second ball, nearly a goal there. Malcolm Johnston, fresh off the bench. It went right to him, and it nearly took him just seconds to find himself on the score sheet. Now, that would have been something, wouldn't it? Former Washington State star. Also, well, he finished his career, I should say, at University of Maryland. Played for Whitecaps FC2 last season. This one might get through. Scott has it. Scott's been somewhat quiet today, but he did have that takeaway in the pass that led to the assist. He's been effective. This one crossed in, headed away. He said, will Portland be able to come out with the same sort of spirit and energy as they finished the first half with? The answer is yes thus far, less than a minute into the half, nearly a goal. So Sean Ferdinand in along the back line, Malcolm Johnston in the midfield. And a goal kick here for Portland. Johnston, the 26th overall pick by New York in the 2023 draft. 61 appearances for the Maryland Terrapins, 14 goals, 13 assists, was first team all Big Ten. So a very capable scoring presence and a young player. And Johnston will try to make an impact here for Portland in half number 2. A good little flick on there. Foot race to it. And Collodi will sprint back towards goal. By the way, Johnston enters for Alex Moreno. Moreno was on a yellow as well. So Ferdinand and Johnston in here for Portland. Those are the only two subs coming out of the locker room. Johnston gave it away there. Deflection now at the top of the 18. Lifted high. Long shot is blocked. It was Mendonca firing towards net. Johnston shields. Sawyer Jura drew the penalty. Enriquez sprays it along the far sideline. Portland advancing once more here. Blake Pope off a brace last week. Pope shoulders into his defender. Johnston will settle. Well, we've seen examples tonight of why North Texas has been the defensive unit that they've been this year. 6 goals allowed through now 8.5 matches. The play that stands out here personally, right? The diving, lunging finish there from Nico Gordon to help save a goal. But some of this fortuitous bounces as well. A missed penalty from Linares. This is in all North Texas here. Portland have contributed to the cause, particularly from the defensive end with the giveaways. Scott giving chase, goes down. There will be a whistle on Jura. Will it be more though? That's the question. Yes, it will. Jura picks up a yellow. Second booking of the match for Portland. I don't think Jura really needed to do that. He had assistance there from Tyler Clegg, who was tracking back.
A yellow card has been issued to Portland Timbers 2 player number 51, Sawyer Jura, in the 51st minute.
So Jura now on a yellow. Padrinho will survey the scene for the free kick. Lifts it, far side. Just outside the 6, and Portland clears that. That was far too easy to find a teammate right outside the box. Timbers too fortuitous. That didn't wind up in a dangerous attempt. Free over to Parker. Ferdinand. One touch to Harvey Neville. Johnston had it taken away from him. Holds on the jersey of Garcia, and Johnston picks up a yellow that he also probably did not need to commit. Johnston and Jura both on yellows now. Jura was there to help after Garcia got by the shoulder of Johnston there. This does allow the entire squad to get back defensively here. So Johnston and Jura on yellows. Here's Scott. Working a little bit closer to the touchline here, using his speed. Scott crosses it the opposite side. Sali to Ponteca. Sali looking for any sort of space. So how did he navigate his way through that? Little chip in. Scott here, and a whistle. Scott committed a foul trying to get off Sawyer Jura. About the quick burst from Sali on the far side, navigating through 2 or 3 defenders there. Sali's had a nice game, hasn't he? The assists. And has quite often been on ball. It was probably the most impressive on-ball movement. Timbers trying to up the pressure here. Collodi. Good pace on that pass. Donka pushed it over to Turner Humphrey. Isaiah Parker operating along that wing on the far side. Parker spent a lot of his collegiate career in attacking positions. He was drafted, entered the organization with the mindset of having the same kind of mold. He referenced Ryan Hollingshed, who was the current FC Dallas left back at the time, now at LAFC. Both of them started their careers as wingers, but played in nearly every place on the field since being drafted. Parker said, I think the organization sees me as a versatile defender or an attacker. I work hard on both sides of the ball and just trying to be relentless. Grew up in Chicago suburbs. Grew up as a wrestler as well. He said, I think wrestling taught me a lot. Hard work, discipline, there's no hiding. You're either prepared or you're not. And it's going to show on the mats. Feels a lot of that translates now to being a defender. He's been in the North Texas organization a couple of years now. He's part of the St. Louis team that had 4 players picked in the first round 2 years ago. 6 players selected overall. That's a loaded collegiate team, the Billikens. And that level of competition has served them well since entering in 2022. Free kick, centered, and Portland breaks the ice. They're on the board in the 56th minute, 2-1. Kashawn Ferdinand off the bench has put Portland on the board. The free kick from well away from the box, and Ferdinand slipped by the defense and slots it home. Portland had a lifeline. Mistake on the set piece there from North Texas, who've done so well defending them this season. Just looks like that caught North Texas by surprise. How that ball continued to sail. Collodi hadn't come off his line, and it was struck well on the header by Ferdinand. I'll tell you what, Portland deserving of a goal, no doubt about it. Have been plugging away. North Texas looking to potentially respond. Padrinho gets it here after Sally's effort. And the pass will sail out of play. First goal in 38 appearances for Timbers 2 for Kashawn Ferdinand, 20-year-old Canadian. Tonight's match brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. Portland have that all-important first. Does this give them the momentum to start putting some more on the board here? Scott lays it off to Solly. Deca, determined effort to stay up there. Parker will play it back. Gordon swings it to the near side. Molina was trying to find Garcia. Physicality there from Enriquez does not allow Garcia to get to it. Match we have underway right here. 2-1 North Texas. Goals in the 8th and 34th minute for the home side. Portland now responding in the 56th. Still 12-6 advantage in shots taken for Portland. They're at 2.72 expected goals. North Texas at 1.21. With on that near side, foul committed by Molina. And Molina's going to pick up a yellow for the delay as he pushed the ball away from the action.
A yellow card has been issued to North Texas SC player number 2.
Looks like Portland's going to go to the bench. Use the replacement substitute. It's Jaden Jones-Riley. Will be coming in for Noah Santos.
We have a substitution for Portland Timbers 2 occurring in the 60th minute. Entering the match is number 80, Jaden Jones-Riley. Leading the match, number 37, Noah Santos.
Jones-Riley, the 73rd pick in the third round of the 2023 Super Draft. He quickly gets a touch in the attacking third. Linares turning. Through ball, Jones-Riley sends it central. Deflected away. And a foul on Padrinho. Another free kick upcoming here for Portland. Jones-Riley wasting no time and being a threat. There's a beautiful ball to him as well from Linares. Yellow card issued to Padrinho. So Padrinho and Molina now sitting on yellows. Portland plotting how they're going to approach this year. North Texas finding themselves in another similar situation. This one from about 15, 20 yards closer. Linares taps it forward. Long distance shot is wide of the left post. Josh Penn was trying to level it up. It did take a touch. It will be a corner kick. It went off of Garcia. Running towards the corner. Portland feeling ambitious right now, feeling they're not far away from the leveler. Driven ball. Headed to Jones-Riley. Edge of the area here. Jones-Riley weaves around his defender, puts one on frame, it's just wide. Jaden Jones-Riley not far away there. Inches away from knotting it at 2-2. Seems slamming the pitch. Knew he was close. Jones-Riley, the 22-year-old, trying to make an impact here in the final half an hour. 1 goal in 8 appearances this season for Jones-Riley. Nearly had his second there. A great slide by Molina, takes possession away. Molina at the edge of the area, shifts left. An extra touch here, lays it off. Shot taken by Pondeka, and it bounces away. This is not the match to be scrolling through Twitter or the socials and waiting for something to happen. Keep your attention on the pitch at all times. The way this one is playing out at the moment. 18 combined shots, and a lot of them are on frame right now. Garcia goes down. No whistle given. Jones-Riley. And now a foul on North Texas. Played deep. Colodi was there. Portland, a concerted effort. Ball to Jones-Riley. And he came in for Santos. Portland's got defenders who can score, don't they? Sawyer Jura at the left back spot has 2 goals this year. He drew the penalty earlier today. Ferdinand comes in at right center back, immediately scores. Some talent along that back line. Careful now. Scott takes it away. Solly to Padrinho. North Texas off and running. Padrinho already with the goal today across the pitch here. Parker diving to be sure was Muse. Solly with the shot. Who did it go off of? Solly tried to curl one in. Already has an assist today. It will be a corner kick here for North Texas. John Gall has not used a substitute yet. Someone goes down there in the box. Referee trying to break that up. That's Scott who went down. That'll lead to a conversation with Mario Merich. Corner kick here. Texas. Driven ball near post. Headed first by Portland. That was Jura who made contact with it first. Replayed in. Ferdinand. Clegg over to Ferdinand once more. So you've got Jura, Clegg, Ferdinand, Neville at back four now for Timbers 2. Settled by Johnston. Jones-Riley, nice little tap, couldn't get it back. Solly operating on the near side now. This portion of the match brought to you by UT Southwestern Medical Center, #1 hospital in Dallas, Fort Worth. This will be a foul on North Texas. Texas gets it back here, plate to Padrinho. Ferdinand was there to recover. Jura. Enriquez trying to find Neville. That's a good cross. Jones-Riley in the box now. Backing down his defender. Now squares up. Jones-Riley clipping it in. Nobody on that side of the box initially. Solly chases it down. Quick touch to Garcia. Now Padrinho. Which may fatigue be starting to play a factor here for North Texas. Again, no substitutes as of yet on this 89-degree nights in the Lone Star State. Portland has put in 3 from their bench. Ferdinand, Johnston, and Jaden Jones-Riley. Two former interim head coaches who have now been given the full-time role. See the improvement in their programs. Nice slide. But a corner kick conceded by Ferdinand. Tyreek Scott making things difficult. Portland back 4. Padrinho will walk over. As another game taking place just a few feet away. Not sure the score line of that one. 70th minute, 2-1. North Texas up a goal. Here's Padrinho. Curling in. Skipped off of the head, and they'll do it again from the near side this time. Played short to Sali. Garcia on the ground. One-timer is off the mark from Scott. Not a bad idea. Not much of an angle there, but it had to be perfect. How much room did Scott have? Here's the header that skipped off. I think keeper might even got a piece of that. Watch Scott, middle of your screen. Wasn't really even, I don't know if he glanced at net before he put his boot to that one. Now North Texas will go to their bench for the first time.
All right, fans, let's hear it for number 2, Malachi Molina, and number 35,
Tomas Pondeca's day is complete. Abdul Zane will enter for him.
And number 7, Abdul
Zane, the 21-year-old, made his North Texas debut this past March. That's Westergrain. The 21-year-olds will enter for Molina. Westergrain made his North Texas debut last week. So Molina was in that right back spot.
We have a substitution for Portland Timbers 2 occurring in the 72nd minute. Entering the match number 84.
Portland will issue their fourth substitute. Max Eisenberg enters, 16-year-old. Eisenberg comes in for Blake Pope. So Pope unable to replicate the brace he had against Tacoma. Still was very involved today, nearly had a goal or two over the proceedings of this one. Max Eisenberg comes in for him. A couple of goals against the Monarchs U17s in February. Eisenberg made some noise at the Generation Adidas Cup final 2 years ago as well, at the goal to put Timbers up 1-0 over Valencia in that very well regarded tournament. Good opportunity here for an academy product to make some noise, to bring Portland level. See Jura playing much higher up on that near side. Essentially a three-man back now for Portland. Trying to bring more numbers forward to find this leveler. This portion of the match brought to you by Advocare. Energy for today, tomorrow, every day. Eisenberg has his first touch, trying to loft it over the top to him. Zane came in for Pondeca as well. There's Josh Penn. Penn had a brace against North Texas last year. Penn laying it off. Sent away. Johnston was trying to create from the near side. Corner kick, Portland. 75th minute. That'll be a throw-in, beg your pardon, Jura. Close to that flag. I don't know if Eisenberg sensed the defensive pressure there, kind of a nonchalant giveaway. And now Scott is sprinting ahead. Tyreek Scott shifting to the far side. Now Solly dancing here, plays it central. Laid off, Garcia's shot is blocked. That was Johnston who intervened for Portland. Creative there. Zane giving chase. It's a throw in for North Texas. Just a reminder, don't miss Carolina Corps' first ever home match on June 1st when they welcome Huntsville City to Truist Point. Coverage begins at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, only on MLS Season Pass. Texas trying to put this one on ice here. That's a foul against North Texas. Ferdinand, the lone goal scorer for Portland today. Send it deep. Just trying to find Eisenberg. Jura ended up being able to push it forward here. Linares, through ball. Jaden Jones-Riley got through initially, but his momentum carries him out of play. Oh, looks like Jaden Jones-Riley may have made the move he needed to, but going full speed there. Was off his foot, out of play. Tense moments defensively for North Texas. Beautiful ball played in to Jones-Riley, who has been a problem off the bench here. This will be anything but coasting into the final minutes for North Texas. Garcia does well to take that away from Jones-Riley, who had a little bit heavy of a touch. Zane on the near side. Padrinho, shifty. Now Parker. Padrinho. Too far for Scott. Garcia's there in the area. Bit of possession here now for North Texas. Careful now. This is the best pass from Gordon. Maybe a throw in here for Portland. A little bit unsure there in the back half, as Portland was providing plenty of pressure to have to contend with. Juro will bounce it in. Enriquez flips field. Neville. Neville again. Over to Jura. Good spell of possession here. Eisenberg had to take it away. Who is this out on? And Clegg giving chase, as well as Padrinho. It's going to take a moment here. Unofficial water break for North Texas. Clegg's going to go into the book for that challenge.
A yellow card has been issued to Portland Timbers 2 player number 39, Tyler Clegg, in the 79th minute.
So Clegg Jura, and Johnston, all with yellows right now for Portland. Padrinho is the only one on the pitch right now with a card for North Texas. North Texas maintaining a 2-1 lead, led by head coach John Gall, who's been coaching in the state of Texas since he was a teenager, coaching club soccer. Also played professionally in the USL with the Texas Toros at the time, the farm team of the Dallas Burn. He talked about a story back in the day. Their plane, the logistics for the plane went through. I think he said there was a malfunction with the plane, so they took a 24-hour road trip from Texas to Raleigh back in 1999. 24-hour trip. They got to Raleigh at 7 p.m. They kicked off the match at 7:30 p.m. and then they traveled back to Dallas that night. He said, when our players complain about travel conditions, I don't really pay that much attention. Quickly after his playing career with the Toros, Coach Flower Mound's Marcus High School in Texas for 15 years, and that led to this opportunity in the FC Dallas organization. His club trying to hold on to a 2-1 lead right here. There's contact right outside the box, going to be a free kick. Free kick upcoming here from Portland, and that is where their lone goal originated from today. Another look at the challenge. Just stood right in front. Isaiah Parker with the foul. Can Portland produce another set-piece goal? Whipped in, near post, header is wide. Eisenberg trying to finish off the play. (14-10) advantage in shots taken for Portland today. 2.75 expected goals. Back to Muse. Zane trying to make things difficult. Muse, a poor clearance again. Here's Scott, he's gonna fire and saved. Oh, goodness. Nearly another mistake. And Tyreek Scott almost made him pay. I really would have hated to see that though. Two failed clearances from the 18 leading to a pair of goals. Well, that was mishit by Collodi. Some perilous moments from both keepers here in the last 60 seconds. The gasps from the crowd. Humphrey lays it forward. Hughes came over from Charleston Battery this past offseason. Reached the USL Championship final. Very highly regarded for his work, his time in South Carolina. Led the league in clean sheets. Just an uncharacteristic couple of sequences for Trey Muse today. He is coming off a really nice performance when he had 7 saves last week. He's had some big ones today too. But that was nearly costly a few moments ago. Collodi correspondingly a few seconds later as well. Long throw. Push to the far side here. Solly didn't get a lot on that one. upset with himself. With his hands on his head. Thought he could have put more power on that one. Scott slips into the picture. Clever footwork by Ferdinand. Back and forth here, a little disjointed. Perhaps a chance for one team to take advantage of the hectic nature it feels like at the moment. Entering the 86th minute, Josh Penn. Johnston. Jones Riley went down, no whistle. Gordon will send it away. Footwork here by Tyler Clegg. He keeps advancing it forward. Clegg, no, great save. Colodi dives on top just to be sure. That would have been something else if Clegg had put this one in from the suburbs. Instead, more time ticks off the clock. John Gall said our club's had a real good winning mentality and desire. Said, I think we're a difficult team to beat. Did talk about those first 7 weeks of the season. Said very rarely does a team go undefeated, and I think people were starting to throw that around a little bit. So the quicker we got that off our back, the better. And we keep pushing forward now. Sally is out, along with Mendonca. Trio of substitutions here for North Texas. Anthony Ramirez, Daniel Baran, and Alejandro Urzua, all on here for North Texas. So John Gall has now used 5 substitutes. Portland find the leveler. Ramirez came in for Padrinho as well. Oop. Watch out here. Trying to push it to the near side. And the foul in the end on Linares. His final warning. So Zane, Westergrain, Ramirez, Moran, as well as Urzua, the 5 substitutes for North Texas. Ferdinand, Johnston, Jones, Riley, and Eisenberg for Portland. Another substitute here.
Number 47, Mateo Goldberg. Leading match number 46, Victor Enriquez Velasquez.
Mateo Bunbury is on. Bunbury had a brace against Minnesota last month within 6 minutes. Five substitutes now used from both sides. Sixth appearance for Urzua this year for North Texas. 90th minute. Time winding down on Portland's comeback efforts. Eisenberg. Flag is up. There will be 4 minutes of added time here to finish off the second half. Zane looking for any sort of space, so he got by Jura. Zane, corner kick. 5 minutes actually of added time here.
The fourth official has indicated there will be a minimum of 5 minutes of added time in the second half.
Texas more than content. Take some time off the clock here. Ramirez to Scott. Ramirez shoulders Nares to the turf. That'll be a foul. By the way, Houston Dynamo, FC Dallas, knotted at 1 apiece in stoppage time. And Minnesota have come back from 1-0 deficit to take a 2-1 lead over Portland. 98th minutes in St. Paul. Looks like it may be another heartbreaking loss for Phil Neville's side. Maybe a pretty gutting defeat here for the next pro club as well, if they're unable to find the back of the net here within the next 3.5 minutes. More frustrating than discouraging, I would think. There's plenty to take on film from a match of this nature for Portland. Numbers don't really lie here. 16 shots, 6 on goal, nearly 3 expected goals. There are some sequences they would just like back. Texas have been in the right place at the right time, just enough to have themselves up 1 goal with about 3 minutes left here. After 6 goals in 2 matches in the way Portland have played today, there's all the reason to feel the rest of the season can be successful. Scott sends it central. Zane went down. Ferdinand was there to recover defensively. Well, Josh Penn seeking out a teammate. Maybe something to build on the far side here. Neville pushing forward. He's got Linares central. Jaden Jones-Riley receives now. Throw in. 94th minute. The near side, Eisenberg. Can he get a cross in here? Shuffles to his right. Still on the ball. He goes down just outside the box. This is going to be a foul. Might be on Zane. The yellow card's going to be given to Ramirez. Portland have a free kick here in a dangerous area.
A yellow card is permission to North Texas FC player number 50, Diego Garcia, in the 90th minute.
So Garcia given a yellow. Free kick, Portland. About 20 yards away. Linares stands on the ball right next to Penn. You wonder if he goes straight towards goal here. It's not a poor angle to try. Lodi has a 2-man wall with Ramirez and Zane right there. This very well may be the final chance for Timbers 2. It's Kyle Linares, who missed the penalty earlier. He sends this far side, and nothing comes of that. That is disappointing in the end. Really nothing to be done with that. Teo Bunbury Just came into the match a few moments ago. Will that be the last gasp for Timbers 2? Have a throw in here. The whistle could be blown at any second. Ferdinand on the ground. They get it forward, Eisenberg. It's really the last chance here for Portland. Clegg to Jura. Gotta get something in the box here. Jones-Riley going up, out of play. Sprinting to it. Texas may just need a clearance. Ferdinand chipping it in. That's the game. North Texas, 3 points. North Texas SC coming off its first loss of the season. An impressive response to that defeat with a 2-1 victory at home here against Timbers 2, who gave them all they could handle on the road. Feeling solid themselves after 2 straight wins. Timbers 2 cannot make it a 3rd straight despite 16 shots and nearly 3 expected goals. It's a heartbreaking defeat on the road for Timbers 2. North Texas takes 3 more points and continues their ascent up the Western Conference table. Tonight's man of the match, brought to you by Adidas, and it's Padrinho. His defensive efforts and his presence of mind lead to a sensational finish in the 34th minute. Cool, calm, and collected. That gave North Texas a 2-0 lead, one which they would not relinquish, though it was certainly anything but easy the rest of the way. And Padrinho picked up the goal there, and all smiles here for North Texas after the 2nd goal of the season for Padrinho. Diego Garcia had the first. 2-1 our final score here from Choctaw Stadium. We appreciate you joining us here on MLS Next Pro and MLS Season Pass. Once again, our final score 2-1 North Texas. Don't forget you can watch MLS Next Pro all season long. MLS Season Pass on Apple TV and MLSNextPro.com. From Arlington, Texas, I'm AJ Ricketts. We bid you good night.
This copyrighted broadcast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.